Oh, I'm gonna have to admit people every time. See waiting room. So there's an option to admit, allow participants to unmute themselves, allow attendees in waiting room. Ah, fixed it. Okay. I think we're good. Are you in, Kolby?
Okay.
Oh, we have somebody already.
Cool. Got a couple.
That's amazing.
So we don't folks will let you in.
It says that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Try reloading.
Because 2 people are waiting.
Wow, maybe I pulled it to approve all. Admit all. Haha. Okay, cool. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. If there's one thing we need to do.
See me, Cole? Can you see everybody?
Hey guys, we're gonna wait just a minute, let some more people log on. So just hang tight. Thanks for joining us. Be about in 2-3 minutes probably still. See everyone? Yeah. In the comments are. All right, well, I think we're going to get started. Thanks for joining us for our Zoom training, everyone. We're the field development team. My name's Scott. This is Erasto. This is Kolby. Kolby is the comments man. So if you guys have stuff to chat in, questions, comments, ideas, whatever it is, we want to be an open forum so you guys can talk as much as you want throughout. So when you message in a comment, don't message it to me. Make sure it either says everyone or Kolby. That way we'll get the comments because my computer's on the desk. We can't see it from here. So when you bring in your comments, send them to either to everyone or to Kolby, okay? So today we are gonna talk about social media. We've got 3 categories, we'll each cover one. And then when we're done, we're gonna do a question and answer we're gonna try and keep the video to 20 minutes. So we'll question and answer out to about 20 minutes. So if you guys have questions, chat them in. Kolby will get to them if you have questions while we're talking. We can take them as we come if we see them. If not, we'll do a Q&A for all social media topics towards the end. So we'll start off with Erasto.
All right. So yeah, let's talk about a little bit Facebook. Facebook. More you have friends on your Facebook, more people see what you're trying to share with your friends or family. So that way it's way easier for you to share your Xyngular story or your business side. So more your friends, more it's better. So I'm going to talk about timeline. So I want to talk, first of all, I want to talk about post, how you post things on social media. So if you're planning to post something on Facebook, make sure you let know your team on the chat. Hey guys, I'm going to post something on Facebook. I just want you guys to like it or comment. It's so important, but because if you have somebody to comment or liking it, more Facebook allow to share your post to others. So make sure you ask your team or family to engage to your post. And then also I want to talk about when you tag people on your Facebook. It's really important because I want to share you guys a little bit story. There's a day that my wife, she posted a family picture on Facebook, and she tagged me on it, and then I didn't know about it. And my mom, she lives in Europe, and she called me, hey, Erasto, I saw a beautiful picture you post on Facebook. I didn't do anything today. I didn't post anything on Facebook. And I checked my Facebook. Here you go. I saw a picture that my wife posted, and she tagged me on it. It's amazing how when you tag somebody on Facebook, because everyone in your everyone in your friend see the post, whatever they live. If they live in Europe, they live in United States, Puerto Rico, what? But if you tag somebody, your post is going everywhere. So make sure you're doing that. Copy and paste. So I have a lot of people, they saw a beautiful post that their friends did, and they copy it and then post on their Facebook. That's the wrong way, guys. Because if you're doing that a lot, Facebook may block you, guys. So make sure that when you copy a post from somewhere, just change a little bit something on it. Okay, change a little bit, and so that way Facebook allow you guys to post something on your wall. So make sure you don't just copy and paste. Change a little bit, something in it. So last thing is don't post a lot of something about politics. Okay, something that people what I want to say, something that controversial. Yeah, because if you're doing that, your business is not going to grow, guys. So make sure that, because people want to see you. I mean, you know what? I always tell people, people don't buy the product, they buy you, because you change your life for the better. They see that you're active on Facebook. They see how happy you are. They see how you lost the weight. So all kind of stuff like that, people buy that kind of stuff. If I see my friend that he's always happy, and I may maybe ask a question. Hey, what are you doing during the day? What are you doing? What's the change, right? So make sure that you don't post anything negative. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about Facebook Live. And I know a lot of people don't want to do Facebook Lives, whether because we're nervous, we haven't done them before, but they are super powerful, and they have a lot of good effect that they can have on your business. Okay. Again, just like Erasto said, Facebook Live, just like your post, doesn't have to be Xyngular related. In fact, we recommend that the majority of your posts are nothing to do with Xyngular, not motivational quotes, not success stories, but pictures of your dog or pictures of your kids, right? Just like Erasto's story. So the same rule goes with Facebook Live. Okay? They don't all have to be about the business. Okay? They can be out with your horses, or they can be playing with your kids. A lot of people do them making dinner. Maybe if you're on a meal plan, you can make a dinner, show people how to make a meal. But there's a lot of things you can do. So when you're doing Facebook Lives, one of the first things to remember is you want to keep it real, and you want to remain like a normal person or an everyday lifestyle. So for example, you might have kids screaming in the background, or like I said, you might be making dinner. You might be doing something on the side. You might have a dog or a cat barking or meowing, right? So the reason this isn't bad is because if this happens, people were like, oh yeah, that's just like me. I have kids screaming at me all day. Oh yeah, my dog barks, right? Just sitting alone in a quiet room isn't bad, but it also doesn't give that idea of, oh, this is really what their lifestyle is like, right? And so it's not bad. Not saying you can't go in a room and turn the sound, get everything else quiet and be really focused on the video. That's not bad, but it's also not something you should stress too much about getting to that scenario or situation. Okay. One thing that you want to do when you're making a Facebook Live is you want to pay attention to your audience. Okay, that's probably the most important thing to do. When you do a Facebook Live, if you guys have done them before, you might see that maybe there will be 20, 30 people watching live, depending on how many people you have in your network on Facebook. But after you've made the video and you post it to your page, it ends up getting hundreds, maybe thousands of views, when you only had a handful of people watching it initially. Okay, what this means is your largest audience for a Facebook Live is actually people watching it on the replay. And so when you make your video, you need to make your video with the people on the replay in the front of your mind so that you're making content that's going to be interesting for them as well as people that are actively watching it. So what that means is you just need to have a really good structure so that you understand that you're not answering questions during the video, right? Because what happens is if you have 5 people watching and they keep asking questions back and forth and they're chatting and you start chatting with them, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? The people that are watching on the replay, that's not going to mean anything to them because it's not live anymore, right? And so you want to make sure that the way you structure it, you want to give like an intro, right? Why they should watch your video, what's exciting about your video, what you're going to talk about. During that time, you could say hi to people if you really want. It's probably not recommended. It's probably better to save that for the end, but you could. Once you've given your intro and you get into the meat of whatever it is that you're presenting, whether you're talking about a product or a promo, compensation plan, you're showing the horses outside, whatever it is, when you get to that meat of the video, you want to make sure that you're keeping it short and sweet. So you have a small segment sandwiched between an intro and an exit, and that is going to be very powerful and concise information that's going to give someone the value of watching the video. Then, when you're to the end, you can do a Q&A or something. Anyone that's watching on a replay, if they're not interested in the Q&A, once the content is done, then they can stick around for the Q&A if they want, or they don't have to, but it wouldn't make as much sense for them to stick around for it because they can't ask questions if it's not a live video. So that's why you do that at the end, not at the beginning, if that makes sense. So keeping the audience in mind is really important. The other thing you can do is when you go live in the tagline or in the subject settings or subject topic, you can put live now, learn how to make a low carb meal, whatever. But when you're done with the video, you can actually go in and edit that so it doesn't say live now anymore. And you say, hey, we talked about this, right? And put some kind of tagline to get someone excited about it. Another thing you can do that we haven't played around with a lot at corporate in the field development team is you can actually put subtitles on your video. There was a statistic, you guys can actually Google this statistic, and I might get the percentage off by 1 or 2 points because it's been a few weeks since I Googled it, but I think it's 88% of all live videos are actually watched without sound first. And if you think about that, that's because you might be in a meeting, and you can't have the sound on, but you're bored because you don't want to listen to whatever the guy running the meeting's doing. And so you pull your phone out and get on Facebook, and the clips play as you scroll through, but there's no sound, right? So adding subtitles can sometimes be a good way to get someone more interested in the video. That's an option to do. And then the last thing, you want to keep your videos really short. Okay, not more than 2 to 10 minutes is probably a good guideline. Some of the shortest videos we've done as a field development team have actually had the highest views. We had a video a couple months back that was like 2 minutes long, and it was Brad Fletcher showed how to open a bottle of Global Blend. Super simple, kind of a silly topic, but that is the highest viewed video we've ever done. It's got thousands and thousands of views. Nothing's even close to it, but it was super short and people loved it. The interaction was good. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about with Facebook Lives is probably the most important thing with Facebook Lives. Okay, and that's encourage engagement from the people watching, whether they're watching live or they're watching on a replay. Okay, this is super important. Last year I did a series on the Xyngular Managers page, which is now the Xyngular Training page, and it was on a book about phrases you can say that impact people and give you they're called them power phrases, basically. In that series, I started doing it I did it every Monday for about 20 minutes, and I went through the first 4 or 5 iterations of this video. And I had decent interaction, 10, 15 people watching live, a couple hundred people watching on the replay, not great, nothing bad. We prepped for a training like this one, and we realized how important it was to get people to comment and share and actually create action and comments on the videos. And all of a sudden, from then on, the videos were thousands of views. We had more people watching them live, and the things we changed were putting interesting stuff in the topic line, changing it from live now when you're not live now anymore, and then asking people to comment. So an example of that would be you get on and be like, hey guys, how you doing? My name's Scott. I'm coming live to you from Park City, Utah. I want to show you the beautiful mountains. Go ahead and in the comments, just drop a message. Let me know where you're watching from and let me know if this is a replay. And then every single person that watches is going to comment, right? More comments you get, more Facebook's going to be like, this is an awesome video. More people want to watch it, okay? You're halfway through your video. You give an awesome tip about, let's call it XR2. Oh, this is an awesome thing you can do with XR2. You can take right before bed. It'll help you sleep. It's awesome. drop a comment. Let me know if you've tried this. Let me know if you think this would be useful. And get people to comment as much as you can. If you liked what I just told you, share this for your friends so they can see it too. So ask people over and over to comment, ask people over and over to share. If you do that, it will drastically increase your reach on Facebook.
So we've heard a lot of great information about how to utilize social media to grow your business. If you think about 15 years ago, how did people do network marketing? They had to actually call people that they knew, go through the phone book and randomly call people. Some people did that. I'm not saying everyone did that, but you had to go out and actually talk to people, and so it was harder to utilize or to use things around you to grow your business. Well, thanks to social media, you have a ton of tools at your disposal to help you reach more people. One of the other tools is the messenger feature on Facebook. It's a great way to have a private conversation with a lot of people. So as you go out and add your friends, and you have a huge network now, maybe a lot of these people you don't really know. They're just acquaintances. Having a private conversation through Messenger is a great way to build a relationship, and that's the key. You don't want to just go out and message some of your friends randomly about this new thing you're doing and they need to join you. That's not the best way to get people to join you, because if it's happened to me a lot, I'm sure it's happened to you with other people, you just feel like they're trying to get your business, and we don't want to feel that way. Even though you are trying to get their business, you want to build a relationship though. So for example, you can utilize, you want to personalize the message. You don't want to copy and paste. You want it to be more personalized. A great feature you can use on Facebook Messenger is the voice recording. That's a very personalized, great way to talk to somebody. You just record a message, send it to them, they can listen to you. They can either record a message and send that back, or they can type the message. But it's a great way to personalize it. And like I said, build a relationship with them, and eventually you'll be able to work in the Xyngular conversation. That's probably one of the best ways to personalize it, is by using the voice recording feature. But also keep in mind, when you're talking to people about Xyngular, it might be a good way to utilize the three-way chat. Have your upline in the chat with you, and they don't necessarily have to talk all the time, but maybe at the beginning, they will want to be the one leading the conversation to help you learn. But as you become more familiar with what to say and how to talk to people about Xyngular, you'll be able to take that role on, and your upline will just be in there in the chat, sitting back in case you run into any trouble or any questions you may have. They can pop in and answer the question. But it's a great way to utilize three-way chats when you are in conversations about Xyngular. So now who should you message through Facebook Messenger? We know that Facebook has an algorithm, and sometimes everyone doesn't see your posts. So it's great to utilize the messenger feature, because everyone you message is going to see the message no matter what, and you are able to see if they've seen the message. So who should you message? And we don't recommend that you cold message one of your friends, like I said, out of the blue to tell them about Xyngular. Most of the leaders who are successful at building their business on Facebook will take the time to build a relationship. So that's always key, is to build a relationship first. And like I said, Xyngular has a way of working itself into a conversation. You can turn a conversation to Xyngular somehow. So let's talk about a few ways you can strike up a conversation with people, or who to strike up a conversation with. So for example, maybe you make a post on your timeline, and you have a lot of people commenting or liking your post, especially if you're talking about Xyngular. That's a great way or a great reason to reach out to them through private message, direct message, PM, DM. That's kind of what that means. You're basically using Messenger to reach out to them, so it's a one-on-one conversation. But that's a great idea of somebody that you can reach out to via message privately now. They've expressed some interest, so it would be okay to reach out to them and start talking about Xyngular. Another group of people you could reach out to are new friends. Some of the new people that you're adding each day, you may want to wave at them, but the key is build a relationship. Don't start off right away about Xyngular. A new friend, you maybe want to message them and build a relationship, talk with them, see how they're doing. Thanks for adding me. Thanks for being my friend. How are you doing? Things like that. And then eventually, like I said, you'll be able to work into a Xyngular conversation. If you notice any of your friends are sick or afflicted in some way, have any sort of health problems, it's a great way to utilize the messenger and reach out to them and see how they're doing. Just let them know that you care about them. Also, people who seem unhappy, if maybe they post that they hate their job, you can message them and ask if they're open to other opportunities to make money. Or somebody who may have lost a job, great opportunity to reach out to them via messenger, ask them if they're looking for a way to make money, and you can bring up the business opportunity. A lot of people are messaging for their birthdays. I got a lot of direct messages on my birthday from a lot of you distributors, so thank you if you wish me a happy birthday on my birthday. But that seems to be a new thing. They're wishing happy birthday instead of on the timeline through direct message, trying to make it more personable and trying to build that relationship. So that's going to be key. Utilize the messenger to build a relationship, and then you can have the conversations about Xyngular. And when you do, get in the three-way chat so you have your upline there for you if you have any questions, need any help answering questions, and also to help you learn.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're about at our 20 minutes. We'll keep going a little bit. I know we got some questions in there. We've got so people. So we have a comment talking about people doing Facebook Live while they drive. We don't recommend that. We don't endorse that. We can't tell you not to because it's your phone in your car. But please be safe when you do Facebook Lives. We definitely want everyone to be safe. So.
And Joyce says that something she says is, hey, we have a lot of mutual friends. So that's a great way to start the conversation. Thank you, Joyce. Great way to reach out to somebody.
If you guys, while we're waiting for a few more questions, if you guys are ever wanting, like Kolby said, to start conversations, everyone's like, what do I say? How do I do it? What's the best way? And I'm going to give you guys the secret answer. You guys ready? Here's the secret formula. There is no secret formula. I think they say that on Kung Fu Panda, but there really isn't. The best thing to do is to do it, okay? So for example, if you make a post and somebody likes your post, and maybe they don't even comment, right? Maybe you want to build these relationships. That person that liked your post, they liked it for a reason. They must have liked something. It wasn't like they were just probably scrolling down their page and liking every single person's post on every single thing. It's possible, very unlikely. Message them, say, oh, thanks for liking my post. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Maybe they don't reply. Maybe they do. But it starts that communication. It starts that relationship. Next time they like your post, like, man, you like all my posts. What's up? We got to hang out. We got to get to know each other more, right? So if you guys are looking for ways to start conversations, just start them. Even if it's as simple as being like, hey, how you doing? That's awesome, right? Like you said, you can wave, little things like that. But the most important thing is to take action and just do it, rather than sitting there and thinking about it. Because the more you sit there and think about it, the easier it's going to be to talk yourself out or convince yourself that you don't have something good enough to say to them. So just get in there and then comment.
Yep. The 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We learned that at Zing Fling last April. We had Mel Robbins come and talk to us about, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Say that to yourself and you'll do it. We talked last week on these Zoom trainings about personal sponsoring and having a master list. A list of people that you want to reach out and talk to about Xyngular. And sometimes we call it a chicken list because it's hard to go out and talk to these people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and you go talk to them. Utilize Messenger, but you build a relationship. Maybe it's somebody that you knew in high school. You haven't talked to them since high school, but you're friends on Facebook now, and you want to reconnect. Messenger is a great way to reconnect. Social media is a great way to reconnect. Start building that relationship again, asking, how are you doing? Haven't talked to you forever. What's going on in your life? Oh, well, let me tell you what I'm doing. Thanks for asking. And then you can talk about Xyngular. So, great way to utilize your master list.
So Kolby mentioned Mel Robbins. If you guys haven't read her book, I would recommend reading it. If you're just super busy and you're like, I'm not going to read a book, because that's what I would think if I was in your shoes. I'd be like, I'm too busy. So if you're not a book reader, go to YouTube, type in Mel Robbins 5-second rule, and watch a 5-minute video clip, because it is a super powerful way to train your brain to get stuff done that you don't want to do. Those hard things that you need to do every day, maybe it's getting out of bed, maybe it's making your 5 phone calls or 10 phone calls, whatever your goal is. It's a really powerful technique. It's really cool. So I'd recommend looking into that. Any more questions before we end up? Or okay, I'm just going to give one more thing that I was thinking about while Kolby was talking, and then I think we'll wrap up unless we get more questions. Another question that we commonly get, whether talking about social media or just contacting in general, is how do I bring up Xyngular, right? And one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen in my career that people make when they're trying to transfer to the business opportunity or a product, either way you're going, is we try to push it too hard. Because we're like, we just want to talk about the product. We want to talk about the business opportunity. And we miss out on a lot of relationship building that we realistically should be doing first, okay? So as a general rule of thumb, don't push yourself to force either the product or the business, okay? Because, and you guys have probably all had this experience, you start talking to someone and all of a sudden they're like, hey, do you want to do this business with me? And you're like, I knew it. They just wanted me to do this darn business, right? I hate that. I have that happen to me every week. It's really common in Utah. We have a lot of network marketing companies out here, a lot of direct sales doing that. So one of the most important things you can do is when you bring up the business or when you bring up the product, depending on which one you're pitching, you want them to feel like, oh, this is cool, and not, oh, here we go again. Okay? And the best way to do that is to build a really good relationship so that when you say things, something like that, someone actually listens to you rather than just thinking, that's it, they were just after this, okay? Easiest way to do that is just get to know them first. Have a real conversation. It's not, hey, where are you from? How many kids do you have? Oh, cool, I'm doing this thing called Xyngular, right? I mean, have a real conversation. That's just an interview, and then all of a sudden you hit your agenda. How many kids do you have? Oh, I have 4 kids. Oh, that's so cool. I have 3 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. Are yours boys or girls? Oh, they're girls? Oh, that's awesome. You know, I've heard, and I got to say from my experience, girls are harder than guys. So maybe if they have all boys, like you lucked out. But make a real conversation, okay? Don't just ask a whole bunch of surface level questions and then transfer over to Xyngular, okay? Ask one question and dive into it. How many kids do you have? Oh, that's awesome. I have so many kids. And are they boys or girls? That's cool. How old are they? Are they in school? What do they like to do? Do they like to play sports? And then maybe transition into another topic. You know, what do you guys do for work? This is how I do it personally. This is how I would do it when I was selling, okay? I would say, what do you guys do for work? And they'd be like, oh, I do this. And now we've just had this really good conversation about both of our kids. It was give and take. I asked them a question, I answered the question. I asked them a question, I answered the question. And then I'm going to ask them what they do for work. I'm hoping that they're going to reciprocate and say, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm a health and wellness coach. What does that mean? Oh, let me tell you. And it can come up really seamlessly. But the most important thing, you don't have to bring it up that way. But really what I'm trying to get at is you need to build those relationships. Because we all know people don't say yes on the first time. Not always. They do sometimes, right? But more often than not, you have to get them a few times before they actually agree to go and try Xyngular. Okay? So the stronger relationship you have, the longer you're going to be able to talk to people, the better the chances are of signing up more people. So we don't have any comments. I think we're going to end with that. So thanks for logging on, guys. We appreciate it. We'll be on again next week with another topic. Have a good one.